Hello, Orlando here with another iteration of the Gene Keys of the week. And now it's time for the 7th Gene Key and the 13th Gene Key. It's been a while. I've been putting these contemplations on pause because I felt really tired of all the things I've been doing and Gene Keys related things. And now I feel I can do just I don't know if I'm going to do more of this, but this one I felt okay. Let's start writing. So I've written a contemplation about these two jinkies earlier, and and I've written it in Romanian. And for you guys that aren't Romanian speakers, I'm recording this as a summary of that contemplation. And I'm doing this in a very beautiful spot here in Romania in nature. So, the 7th Jinki is about shadow of division, guidance is the gift, and virtue is the seed. So what I felt to bring differently than in the last contemplations that I've been doing is to start with the CD, but to start with the CD with a twist, because I feel that the greatest trap for us humans is not the shadows as we come to realize, but the CDs. Now, the CDs are really the trap. And here's what I mean about that. The CDs are right now out of this world. So they are not of this world. The shadow and the gift are of this world. The CDs, we invite them, to live within us. And I feel that from the CDs, the gift and the shadow is born. So the CD is like out there, beyond us, beyond our world, and is creating in this world like like an effect, the gift and the shadow. So as we look at this at the 7th Gene Keys CD, it's virtue, and here's what I'm referring what I'm referring as the cities as the big traps, because if we look in our history, we've we've tried to interpret and to act based on virtue, and we've just put some some dogma around what virtue is. So some people understand virtue as fidelity, husband and wife. Others like purity and chastity in the past, and others like bravery in battle, or others like chivalry. And there are lots of understanding about virtue, but the virtue and every other cities are not about acting. No, we can't really act from the CDs, because the CDs are there all of the time. They are like the mother of the gift and the shadow. So what we can do about the CDs is to really put balance between the shadow and the gift, and the CD will arise. The CD will make its presence. Yeah. But if we try, if we see the CD and if we try to emulate it, if we try to mimic it, then we really get into the trap. And every CD is a trap onto itself. Every CD. If we look at the 13th Gene Key, like empathy, and we try to be empathetic, and it's really a trap. Yeah, because we really have this connection with all of us, with the whole. So empathy is there, but if we force it and I'm trying to be empathetic, then we're really, or I'm trying to be virtuous, then we really are going to suffer. And virtue is its own reward, as Richard quoted it in the book, in the Gene Keys book. So the virtue is there. We don't really need to do anything to access the virtue. because if we try to do anything, then we may block our evolution. Yeah, we may block maybe some, because we need experience. Let's put it like this: we really need experience, and we really need experience so that we can discover ourselves. So if we don't experience what we're here to experience, then we're just blocking our evolution. So we try to be virtuous, but at the same time, the trap is we don't access virtue, and then we just feel stuck for the rest of our lives. And we are, I just want to point out the 10th gene key and its sixth line, the line of hypocrisy in the shadow side, and the line of naturalness by example in the sixth line. So hypocrisy is in the behavior of every human being in the planet. So we are hypocritical beings, because we really try and don't really manage to evolve, but we're trying to evolve by leaping and skipping steps in our evolution, but really can't do that. Now we've tried it in the last few hundred years with this industrial revolution, the technology revolution, but we see we're really stuck in the same patterns, and the technology just makes it worse, and the industrial stuff just made it worse. So we're right now in a place of declining mental health and physical health in our society because of this just wanting to evolve without experiencing what we are here to experience. So we may feel that technology will help us in that regard. It will help us if we are ready to, embrace it. If we just use it as a crutch, not clutch, crutch is from the car, crutch, then we're just going to suffer. So we really need experience in this life. So if we try to be virtuous and we aren't really in that state of virtue, and we are not accepting our state of evolution, then we may block our own evolution. So virtue comes on its own after experience, after we feel it in our heart, because the 13th Jinki, the programming partner of the 7th Jinki, is about listening from the heart. So virtue comes from being on the path of the heart. But to be on the path of the heart, is like in the stories. We may have to kiss some frogs, yeah, to find the prince or the princess, in this story. And by doing this, we really find ourselves. We find our heart, because from all this conditioning that we've been through, from the time we were born until the time that we said, okay, I feel that is something wrong here, and I'm not really living a life that is suited to me. We had so much conditioning, and unfortunately, it just made things worse. So what I'm saying with this, I don't know if I'm making a point or not, is virtue and is coming in our life when we guide ourselves on the path of the heart, and thus we let the things and the people that have to live. Division to happen if it is like separating from the things and the people we don't really need in our life anymore. And we can't really do this mentally. If we try to separate mentally from people and stuff, we're just living in the same illusion. It comes from here. We feel it's right. And most of the time, the others feel it's right also when a division has to happen. It's like cellular division. Sometimes it must happen. Yeah. So virtue is not about trying to be in a certain way, so we may score some points in the afterlife or in this life. Virtue is about the brave person that has courage to guide himself or herself on its path, on his or her path. And on that path, maybe sometimes we will stray from that path and we'll get into a place that is not right from us, and we learned how to get back to the path. So it's like trial and error all of the time. This is discernment, to be in a situation and to really understand the situation, to listen to the situation, because the 13th jinki is about listening, and listening from the heart, and really listening with the heart. Okay, I'm in this situation. What am I supposed to do in this situation? How I'm going to guide myself from, and sometimes a division must happen, sometimes not. But we can't force virtue, we can't force empathy, because then we're just actors. We try to mimic this, these higher states, but we don't really learn anything. And this is a shout out to the spiritual world, and lots of spiritual people that call themselves spiritual people that are just running away from their path, and they choose like a spiritual a path, but they are not walking that path. They just choose it and say, okay, I'm going to use it as a crutch in my life, and it really doesn't work. Yeah, I had people come to me from the spiritual communities in Romania and said, okay, after lots of years of spiritual practice, I'm lost. Of course, yeah, of course, because if we are not, this is why I like the jinkies, and this is why I like the deconditioning process. Now, if we decondition ourselves by walking the path, by doing the things that we really have to do, even if they are good, or even if they are, quote, wrong. There isn't like a wrong, no. And we judge other people that are, we feel that they are evil, or they are, wanting something bad to happen to us, but they are necessary in this state of evolution. We can't run away from them. The 13th jinki CD is about listening from all of the cells, and to understand that each has its role. And we can't really, say that a cell is more important than another, because if a cell in an organism says, okay, I'm more important, and I want to evolve in a different rate than the others, then disease comes. No, this is my understanding, and what came through me today, that evolution is done collectively. It is done collectively, and it's done through each of the cells. We can't really separate from the others. We are here with the others, and if we don't accept the others, then we're doomed. We're doomed to make the same mistakes, and to just be afraid of life and what life has to offer to us. And sometimes we won't like it, and yeah, I say it knowingly. Sometimes we won't like it, but if we are on the right path for us, in the path of the heart, then most of the time we will like it and we will enjoy it. Like nature. I really like nature. Until recently, I haven't been in nature. No, and I have the sixth line in the pearl, so nature is very important, to listen to the rhythms of the nature. But I wasn't on my path. I wasn't on the path of my heart, and I didn't see opportunities like this to be in these kinds of places before, and I know, of course, I didn't choose them. So I I didn't went in vacations, or if I went in, somewhere there wasn't nature involved, or so much beautiful nature involved. Yeah. So again, with this uh, conclusion about the cells, if if the liver cells say, okay, we're not going to be liver cells, we're going to be heart cells, because to be a heart cell is better to be a liver cell, then the organism will have two hearts. But will it survive? This is the question, will it survive? And this is what's great about the gene keys. It's showing us what our path is without further without conditioning, because further conditioning, because if we try to walk the path of the gene keys profile, of the hologenetic profile, through the lens of only the mind, we can't live it like that. So I have these two gene keys. There are my life's work, the 13th gene key, and the 7th gene key is my evolution sphere. So if I try to be virtuous, as I said before, and live a life of virtue, and just be virtuous as it's said in the book, I will just be running away from life, and I won't listen to what my internal compass says. And sometimes I have to go into situations that are wrong for me, but to learn, and thus discovering my internal abilities, my internal guidance mechanism. It says, okay, you're this situation, next time you will be more careful, and this is how I'm going to get out of this situation. So I've been doing this all of my life. I've started this this journey with the gene keys by being in great debt with money, and having no job, having no friends. They left me all. Being left by someone I really cared for. In a relationship, and I felt really lost. But I wasn't on my path. I was just trying to be, and of course, stuff happened, and all hell broke loose. Because this is what happens when we try. This is, and we just aren't. And if we just are, then even if we are in the wrong situations, this understanding that we are on the path and we are enjoying the path will help us to get back, to the good things in life. And thus the bad things in life will just be like, it's starting raining, and the bad things in life will just be like an exception, not the rule, and the exception that really helps us to come back. So I wish to all of you to just be, and understand the hypocritical nature of the human, and just be, and live your life fully, and live your life consciously, even if rain is coming. Yeah, so nice. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah. So the rain tells me I should stop right now. So thank you for listening, and hopefully you've got something out of this video. I wish you to be on your path, and not try anymore, but just be you, and and trust your inner guidance system. Now it will help you discern what is right for you. Bye bye.